everyone, welcome back to Story Behind the Story. I'm your host, Courtney Rowe, and today I'm joined by Angel, who in her story talked about the rise of prominence in STDs that we see over the past few decades. So can you tell us just a little bit more about what your story was about?
My story was about STDs and how they're at an all-time high in like 20 years, and they've been rising for 5 years.
So I know you had to do a lot of research and you had to talk to a lot of people, so who all did you talk to and what did they have to say?
I talked to Judy from Wellness Services because she's the director of the clinic there. I talked to a student who uses dating apps and got her take on whether dating apps are influencing the rise in STDs or not. And then I talked to Gwen Knowles from the Source Medical Clinic in town, and she's the director, so I was just getting her take on whether or not dating apps are influencing STDs.
I know you said that you put a lot of hard work into this and it was a very difficult one to write. So what would you say was the hardest part? Like, what made it so difficult?
I think the hardest part was just writing it in a way that would be interesting for our readers, and it would apply to them, and writing it in a way that they would care.
Well, I have to say you did a very good job at that. I really enjoyed reading it. What was the most intriguing thing you learned, though?
The most intriguing thing I probably learned was that people are saying dating apps are influencing the rise, but there's like no data to show whether or not.
Yeah. Do you personally think that there's an influence there with the dating apps?
I think there is an influence just because like people use dating apps to meet other people and generally meet other people and just have sex, which apparently Tinder is used for a lot. Since the STDs usually don't show symptoms, so you don't know that you have it, and you can just pass it off very easily.
I know STDs and just like sexual activity are seen as very taboo topics of conversation. Why do you think that is? And how do you think we can go about ending that stigma?
I think there's a taboo just because like sex is a very private thing, and so it shouldn't be something that we talk openly about, or that's the general consensus. And then STDs or just having STDs, like, you can be seen as dirty because it is an infection and nobody wants that.
Well, I applaud you for, being so open and writing this story. I think it's really going to raise awareness, and I'm really glad that people are starting to feel more comfortable to go to our wellness services and, use what they have to offer and get tested. Seriously, get tested. It's not weird, it's not wrong, and the wellness center only charges $20 for it. And I think your safety and your health is more important than being taboo. So now that we're kind of wrapping things up, I'd like to know, what should we expect next from you?
I'm writing about the Friday Night Cafe that happened last Friday and we'll be having this Friday, that's put on by a dietetics class.
Can't wait to read it. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.